Welcome to Get Over Sewing Machine Frustration, step 2, where we are going to sew. I have made a printout for you, and these are the stitches that we are going to sew before threading. Step 2, practicing on paper. This printout is available for you. Have a look in the comments below. We're going to start with our straight stitch. So you need to have a look at your sewing machine, which is the straight stitch, dashed line. Make sure your sewing machine is at that setting or your dial is on your straight stitch. It's also worth looking straight away at the length of your stitch, and that's indicated by a shorter dashed line going to longer. This is digital, yours may be a dial. So I'm putting the cursor under and I'm going to start on 3. 3 is 3 millimeters. Your needle needs to be in the up position. If it is not, you go to your hand wheel and turn towards you, and you will see the needle moves. Wait until it is in its highest position. With needle up, locate your presser foot lever and have a look. Check that the presser foot is in the up position. Place the paper underneath, lower, and you are ready to sew. We're going to see if we can stay within the lines. If I have no hands, this is what happens. The paper is going to feed through. And all my hands are doing is guiding the paper to stay on the line. I lift the lever. I need to ensure my needle is up. Remember, you can always lift it if that is not the case. There's your first line. And you can see how straight it is, or if it's got any wiggles. This time we're going to change the stitch length. So I'm going to go on to a longer length stitch. My cursor is on the stitch length and I'm going all the way up to 5. My needle is up, press a foot up, paper under, press a foot down, and I'm going to see if I can stay on the edge of my grey thick line. When I get to the end, I need to make sure my needle is up, lift, and remove. Can you see that the dots are now further apart because it's a longer stitch length? I'm now going to do the same, and I'm going to do a short stitch length. And that's your shorter stitch length. Let's have a look at zigzag. Locate where your zigzag is. There is quite a few different, a dashed zigzag, zigzags with lines, but we're going to go with a plain zigzag here. So I need to make sure I'm set on 7 and have a look. This is starting on a stitch length 1.5. Let's see how this looks. Needle up, press a foot up, paper under, and I'm going to go for the middle of my grey line this time. Stop at any time. And this is what you get with the zigzag. If I now change my stitch length to 5, let's see what happens. Paper under, down we go. A longer stitch length means it's drawn through the sewing machine so much quicker. Look how far those dots, which will be stitches, how far apart they are. You can print out as many of these sheets and keep practicing on paper. So let's move on to corners. Start sewing as you would a straight line, but when you get to a corner, we're going to do the opposite. We're going to leave the needle down. We're still going to lift the presser foot. That allows us to move paper, or eventually it'll be fabric, and then lower the foot to carry on sewing. If you get close to a corner, you can really control the stitches by using the hand wheel, because that's what controls the needle. Make sure it's down, lift the presser foot, and then carefully turn your fabric or paper. Put the presser foot down before you start sewing again, and keep that going. Every time you see a corner, you can control exactly where the needle stops by the hand wheel. Lift the presser foot, your needle needs to stay down, and keep going. You can even try the zigzag stitch on corners. Just keep practicing on paper until you are fully confident with controlling the needle, the presser foot, and the feel of the feeder dogs pulling the fabric or the paper through the machine. And also, one thing I must point out, your needle must be in the up position, so whether it's a dial or digital. If you are going between stitches, the needle will move, and if it's down, it will snap. Let's move on to threading.